Hi, National 5. I wanted to go through with you today how we can answer a source comparison question. Now, these are worth 4 marks in your exam. You'll find that there are 2 of them. Both come in different sections. You won't have 2 in one section. And in one of the questions, you will find 2 sources that agree with each other. And in the other question, you'll find 2 sources that disagree with each other. What the question's asking you to do is to compare the views of the sources about some aspect of history. So, for example, you might find the question in the Germany section on compare the views of sources A and B about how women were treated in Nazi Germany. And in order to do well, there are a number of ways that you can get marks. First of all, you can get marks for an overall comparison, which means just stating whether they agree or disagree about whatever the question's asking you. So you could use a sentence such as, overall, the 2 sources agree about how women were treated in Nazi Germany, or overall, the sources disagree about how women were treated in Nazi Germany. Then you can get 1 mark for making a simple comparison. In this simple comparison, you need to state the issue that they agree or disagree on. For example, you could write the sentence, one thing they agree on is that women were expected to not work and to stay at home and have children. So that would get you 1 mark. So you get 1 mark for an overall comparison, 1 mark for every single simple comparison that you make. However, you can get 2 marks for making what we call a developed comparison. And a developed comparison is a simple comparison plus a quote from each source to support what you're saying. So you would use the simple comparison. For example, one thing that they agree on is that women were expected to stay home, not go to work, and to have lots of children. Source A says, and then a sentence or a quote or a phrase from source A which supports what you've just said, and source B says. So you end up with 1 mark for overall comparison, 1 mark for each simple comparison. You get 2 marks for developed comparison. The big problem here, and the one thing that a lot of people get wrong, is that they simply write too much. They put 5 marks worth of stuff down. So if you're running short of time, make sure you only put in 4 marks. So I would suggest going for an overall comparison, 1 simple comparison, and 1 developed comparison point in your question. So to sum up, there's 2 of these questions in each exam. Each one's asking you to compare a pair of sources. 1 pair of sources will agree, 1 pair of sources will disagree, and you can get up to 4 marks from either an overall comparison, a simple comparison, or